I'm your host, Madrina and welcome to Rolling with Madrina. I'm a community service organizer, motivational speaker, and an advocate for the people. I am living proof that your struggle can be your story and your trauma can be your triumph. I've dedicated my life to giving back, and I want you to roll with me while I speak with those in our community who are doing what they do best. Now watch and listen for what you can do to join their cause. Aloha, and thank you for watching Rolling with Madrina. I'm Madrina, and I feel I should explain in case you get a closer look at some little damage going on here. Actually, it's not damage. It is the correction of damage. I recently had a nice visit to Dr. Kevin Welch, my dermatologist, and this is intentional. So we did a little laser treatment. And today I film 4 shows back to back. So it's going to look like I look like this for a month, but that's not really the case. I'm only going to look like this a week, but I'm only about 4 days in. So disregard the look of my skin and focus on the messages here this next month. And also I wanted to say thank you, a big thank you to all of Pensacola for watching Rolling with Madrina on Blab TV and voting me the favorite local celebrity for Rolling with Madrina on Blab TV. I was honored with this award by Faces Magazine, also known as the Favy Awards. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to my viewers and everyone that voted. I feel very honored. And last but not least, every time we film, we have a special visitor that stops by. And today, Mark from the Crumble Cookies did not disappoint. He came back again today, brought all these cookies for us, and it helps keep the staff here in the Blab TV studio motivated. So thank you. Yummy, yummy. Look at all that. He brought a new rotation today. So when we're not filming, we'll be sure to partake in some of these ladies. Never mind our diets right now. Right. Who cares about that? Who's sitting here next to me other than these 2 beautiful women from the ARC Gateway, a cause near and dear to my heart. I've been serving there close to a decade myself. Marianne Bickerstaff is the Children's Services Director. A lot of you will know her through the Pearl Nelson Center, which we'll tell you more about today. She's been there 27 years. And I jokingly said to her behind camera, that's longer than any one of my marriages. So now that is some commitment. And you also know our guest down here. She's been here before, the beautiful Jenny Perkins, who is the marketing director at the ARC Gateway. She was here to help promote the crab cake cook-off during the summer. And she's the one responsible for all the cool, catchy content that you see there at the ARC Gateway. So welcome, sisters.
Thank you.
Welcome. Jenny, you want to start? Give us an overview in case you missed the other shows. What is the ARC Gateway?
Sure. Well, we're so excited to be back here with you and to talk about our mission. We really focus in on empowering opportunities for those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And that means a lot of different things. Each individual is different and unique and has their own dreams and goals. And what we do is we work with them individually to build a plan that allows them to achieve the level of independence that they would like, whether that's through working, living independently, being in one of our group homes. It could be working in one of our shredding program or over at Pollock Industries where we...
Sis, how many in the course of a year are touched through the services and programs at the ARC Gateway?
So last year alone, it was over 1,150 clients. And if you think about, it's not just the clients, but it's the families of those individuals who are also so fortunate to know that they have a loved one that is well cared for, that has a safe place to go and learn and grow and work every day.
And so some of them come for a day program and go back home to their families or wherever. And then we also have adults with disabilities that are in group homes who actually live there somewhat independently, right? So paint that picture.
Sure. So we have 6 group homes throughout the Pensacola community, and we have about 6 individuals in each one of those group homes. Often they will be with us for several years, and it really becomes like a family there. It's very much focused on being a warm and nurturing environment, again, where our clients can be, safe and nurtured, but experience that independence that they want. Oftentimes we'll have people that live at home with loved ones, or maybe they even lived independently, and as they age or as their situation changes, they need some more support. And so they will transition into one of our group homes, and we'll be able to just continue on with the same day programs that they've been going to at our agency, and really just have that continuation of care throughout all of life's stages, which is what Mary Ann really does. And she is the beginning touch point for our pediatric services, and then we serve clients all the way from birth through to our seniors group. So
yeah, and then and also before we get more into the Pearl Nelson Center, I wanted you to touch on, sis, about we actually have employment for some of our clients. And I don't know if high functioning is the correct term, or tell us a little bit about those that we get employment for, and also who we would like to join us and partner with our clients being able to work in their companies.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things we really focus on is allowing anyone who has the desire to work to be provided that opportunity. So we have programs in-house within our organization where we employ clients, like I mentioned, our shredding services. We also have a facility that bottles beer for Pensacola Bay Brewery. We put together
Armstrong.
Yes, Armstrong World Industries. We cut tiles for commercial and residential organizations and ship those worldwide, actually. So every one of those samples is touched by one of our clients here in Pensacola.
I think that is so amazing.
It is.
So if you're a business that's watching, what type of industries do you look for, and what is the requirement for them to partner with the ARC Gateway?
There's a ton of different opportunities. So whether it's partnering with us through, maybe it's a mailing, or through some sort of manufacturing, like we do plant stakes, and we manufacture plant sleeves. We sort through Mardi Gras beads and recycle those and sell those to the community. But we also have partners in the community like Vinoy's Tires and Whataburger and Publix and many other local and national organizations who employ our clients there in their businesses daily too. So it's really an opportunity that's open to the community. No matter what the opportunity may be, we likely have a client that's going to be a perfect fit for that.
And we'll have all the contact information up on the bottom of the screen so that you can email, visit our website, or call the ARC Gateway and get engaged. I know through giving tours there with realtors who send out mass mailings and different organizations, their eyes are always open. And not only that, not only will it be done efficiently, because they are some of the most hardworking, dedicated employees you'll ever find. They're just so happy to go to work. I mean, imagine that. Most adults are like, oh, I got to go to work. These people want to be so mainstream. They're excited to go to work. So not only is it done efficiently and with love, but the rates of which you can achieve your goals are also very reasonable and competitive. So please call the ARC Gateway on that. And so, Mary Ann, in this first half, we've got about 5 minutes left. Tell us all about the children's services that you're over.
So in the 1990s, there was a ton of research that came out about brain development. And we know that by 3 years of age, 85% of our brain growth has occurred. And so because of that, children who are born with diagnosed conditions like Down syndrome or cerebral palsy, we have learned that if we intervene and partner with the parents on that intervention, we can have much better outcomes long-term for them with them becoming as independent as possible. So our services, sometimes we're at a home with one of our infant toddler developmental specialists before baby was even supposed to be born. We go to the homes with those
testing
services
that can detect those defects or abnormalities in womb.
Yes, I have seen them do surgical repair to spina bifida at times.
Really? I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible today.
But then knowing that the families come there and can create a journey for the families to traverse.
Yes, we'll start with our infant toddler developmental specialists who travel to wherever the family is. We'll go to their home. We'll meet them at their child at a child care center and help the teachers with the child's development. Or we might even, a family may be having behavioral issues, so we might meet them at Chick-fil-A or at a grocery store to help them with that adaptation.
Wow.
And then if a child is showing more extensive needs, their pediatrician organization can refer them for pediatric physical, occupational, or speech therapy services. And we have those services provided at our clinic for the families to come there for those services. It's a real team-oriented approach rather than some independent organizations that might have parents sit in a waiting room. Our philosophy is to bring the parents into the sessions because that 30 minutes of therapy isn't going to make a difference without them carrying over those activities in the home.
How many children through the course of whatever metric, a week, a month, or a year?
This past year, we served 995 children.
How about
and we
that?
have a variety of ways. In addition to our traditional pediatric therapies, we also help families when their children are being redetermined for Social Security. We do the speech evaluations to help them get that eligibility redetermined. We help with the evaluations for children to qualify for early steps, the local early intervention coordinating agency. So we have a lot of partnerships that we do in the community. And because of that, over the past several years, I've worked with a committee through an organization called Achieve Escambia, looking at there should be like 15% of the population that has a diagnosed disability.
Wow.
And yet we're only serving in those first 3 years of life, 3%.
Look
So
at
we're
that.
missing 10% of those children.
Wow.
And there's a
And
program.
is it because we're not reaching them? Is it because their parents are unable to get there? Or what do you?
It's a variety of things. It's really kind of a misnomer. We haven't quite pinpointed exactly what that is, but we have found a national model of a program that we're beginning to implement called Help Me Grow.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's going to be exciting. We're going to take a short break in just a minute, and we'll talk more about that. But we have just 1 minute left in here. Tell me about the funding. Is it free for the parents to come there? Is it a sliding scale? I mean, you just stated the need and the percentage in our community. How is this funded, and how do parents pay for it?
In the first 3 years of life, the Early Steps funding from the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act funds the services
Nice.
regardless.
Okay, good.
Beyond age 3, we will bill insurance for the pediatric physical, occupational, and speech therapy services, and then also have a discounted rate if the family's insurance does not cover those.
And is it private insurance, or does that also include, is that Medicaid?
Medicaid does have, we've had anywhere between 45 and 53% of our population is funded through Medicaid. The challenge there is that rate has been the same since 1989.
Oh, all right. We got to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about that.
Do you want to create but don't know where to start? Our new fabric line will inspire you. If you can dream it, we can help you make it. From using kits that include everything you would need, to taking classes to create something more personalized, Daryl's is the place for you. No matter if you're just beginning or experienced, Daryl's has you covered. Find us at 6705 North Davis Highway, open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Hi, I'm Madrina. Be a mover and shaker in our community by helping others overcome problems ranging from health to substance abuse, from personal safety to neighborhood issues, from taking care of your kids to taking care of your parents. Come on our show and tell people how you did it. Be a community hero and watch Rolling with Madrina, Thursday nights at 8:30, only on Blab TV.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
All right, welcome back to Rolling with Madrina. We're here with the ladies, the champions of the ARC Gateway, Marketing Director Jenny Perkins and Children's Services Director Marianne Bickerstaff. Been there 27 years. If that doesn't deserve a Purple Heart and a badge of honor, I don't know what does, because 27 years, I jokingly told her off camera, that's longer than I've kept a husband. So I can make fun of myself. But we were talking before the break about all these programming. You mentioned the statistics in the community, and tell me about the funding. I know you said some private insurance and whatnot, but what can we do to help support this program in our community?
1 hour of services for a child costs us about $160. Our average reimbursement through Medicaid, or the combination of insurance and Medicaid, is about $72. So you can see we have a big gap for every hour of service that we provide for every child. That's why we are wonderful at writing tons of grants and having to have many events in our, to help supplement. We call it bridging the gap, because we know long-term that 1 out of 3 children who are intervened with early can avoid special education. So that it's long-term savings to all of us in the community.
So the entire community, it enriches the community. If you invest the time and the dollars in that child in his or her early years of life, it could totally change the trajectory of their life. And therefore, and I mean this, ease the burden of the financial journey in the future. Yeah. You know, and so tell me about Help Me Grow.
And one thing I'd love to share in regards to the services I forgot to say a minute ago is that for every dollar we invest, we save up to $17 long term. Wow. So it's not just for the families, but as you mentioned, Madrina, it helps all of us in our community to invest early. That's why we're so excited for Help Me Grow to be implemented. We received a large grant from the Escambia Children's Trust to implement this program. So thank you to Escambia Children's Trust for helping us to bring Help Me Grow to our community. The focus of Help Me Grow, as I mentioned, we're not finding kids early enough. And so it has 4 components. One being a partnership with United Way's 211 information line. So if a family calls there, they will ask them if they have a child between birth and 8 years of age. If they do, they'll say, could we connect you with a person who could talk to you about your child's development? And they will do a warm transfer to our care coordinator that has just started with our team. Another thing that is a focus is to be out in the community. So we will have an outreach specialist who will do outreach to healthcare providers to ensure that they are doing quality and implementing quality screenings. And when a child, where else do children go consistently but to the doctor, right?
And you know, sis, I had someone reach out to me privately on Facebook via Facebook Messenger, knowing that of my affiliation with the ARC Gateway. And she said, oh, my daughter this, and I don't even know. And how do I qualify? Who are your services for? Speak to the families out there that might have children under whatever umbrella that you're going to discuss that we welcome and help with.
Thank you, Madrina. Our services are for any family who has a child between birth and 8 years of age. If you are just concerned about your child's development, or if you just wonder, like, is my child on track? Through Help Me Grow, we can help you continually monitor your child's development through a screening called Ages and Stages Questionnaire. We can also help you with developmental activities that we can send you from time to time to help you stay on top of the kinds of things your child should do. And if we do find that there's a concern, our care coordinator will walk you hand in hand to help you get the referrals that you need through your pediatrician.
Do they have to be referred through their pediatrician to come here now, or?
They can contact us directly. If we find that they need the pediatric services of the physical, occupational, or speech therapy services, that requires a prescription. So, but we can help them get that.
Okay, great. And that would be the answer. So if you just don't know, like, is my child really having a problem? Would my child qualify? Do I need anything? Like she just said, contact the ARC Gateway right away. We'll have the phone number there at the bottom of the screen, and Marianne Bickerstaff will make sure she'll help you journey through this as best as you can. She wants to see all children have a bright future. And sis, that goes into our events for funding. I know that with our big event coming up at the end of the year, Wreaths of Joy, I don't know how many years in the making, annual 20-something.
Yes, it's been around a long time.
20-something annual.
Almost as long as me.
Probably probably not as long as you. You're probably the original OG there. But there is a fundraising element in Wreaths of Joy that promotes this, correct?
You're absolutely right. So like Marianne talked about, there's a gap between the services that we provide and the funding that we receive. And so in order for us as a nonprofit to continue to provide those services, we do fundraising events like Wreaths of Joy, which is coming up on December 1st. We're going to have the amazing international travel-themed event at the Haji Temple. And we are going to really introduce a number of different cultures and flavors and the arts from around the world to our guests. All of that money goes to help the clients that we serve every day. And there's a special portion of Wreaths of Joy. We all enjoy the silent auction and all of the gorgeous wreaths that we auction off. The food is spectacular, and the entertainment, especially this year, is going to be top notch. But our paddle race is specifically dedicated to helping our pediatric services at the Pearl Nelson Center and bridging that gap. So we build the event to be a wonderful night, a whole experience for all of our guests. But at the end of it, that event means that we can help more children and more adults with disabilities every year.
And I know historically, sis, we've had the auction online. Will there be a chance, and you can go to wreathsofjoy.org right now and see all the information you need in time. We'll have all of our holiday wreaths. It'll be Christmas and Valentine's and Halloween, not just Christmas wreaths, but fireplace decor, door hangers, all holidays. That will also be online. Will it be able to be linked through wreathsofjoy.org?
Yes.
And can they make a paddle raise donation there?
You can absolutely do everything you need to do for the event on that website, wreathsofjoy.org. You can purchase tickets. You can sponsor the event. You can bid in the auction. Like you said, there's a lot of beautiful decor. And you can also make a donation to Pearl Nelson Center to help us continue those services that truly do make such a difference over the lifetime of a child.
And we definitely want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Dillard's of Cordova Mall. They're having a huge event here in just a couple of days. And the ARC Gateway is going to be the benefactor of that event. And on such a large level, we've allocated those funds to the presenting sponsor, which would be Dillard's. And we look forward to our partnership with them, not only on this event, but we've had them on past events and many years to come. And we want to thank their general manager, Reagan Pommier, Reagan Nelson, for being so good and generous to the ARC Gateway in so many ways. And we're excited to have you as our sponsor. But like Jenny said, if you follow the wreathsofjoy.org and also the ARC Gateway on social media, you'll see all that catchy content I talked about. And we're going to, touch a little bit in Asia and a little bit in Europe and Africa and South America and these different places. We're talking to a cigar roller and maybe a belly dancer and some Filipino dancers and some Latina dancers. So if you have a skill set, a business, a food item, or anything like that you think would elevate and help be a good part of Wreaths of Joy, we want to hear from you. Think about Epcot Center and walking through Epcot, and you just sort of traverse through some different influential cultures, and that's what we're trying to develop there. It's a dream. We've got great sponsors and different people have come to the table. What else are we looking for, sis?
Well, we can always use volunteers as well. So for our events, but even day to day with our programs, we love to have volunteers work with us. They can be high schoolers, they can be adults or seniors. There's a place and a skill set that we need for every single one of our programs. So for Wreaths of Joy, we've got a lot of fun activities that we could use some hands with in setting up and in executing this amazing experience. But also even, Marianne had a group from a high school recently come and help at the Pearl Nelson Center, get some of the physical therapy rooms cleaned up and situated and just sort of refreshed and ready to go. So groups, individuals. Last Friday, we actually had a group from Gulf Winds Credit Union come and help us with our PNC Fall Festival. So there's really many opportunities to get involved as a donor, as a sponsor, as a volunteer, or, as a creative, if you want to donate a wreath in our auction as well.
Absolutely. And again, you can go to the ARC Gateway, or you can go to Wreaths of Joy, and all that information's there. And, people always say to me, Madrina, how did you get so involved? I want to get involved. I took the baby steps. I wasn't always affiliated with 15 organizations and running the events that I am. I was just a little simple volunteer once upon a time, and I excelled at that. And so now here I am. But if you're a crafter and you've got time on your hand and you want to make a beautiful wreath, think quality, or not quantity, but quality, where we can auction that off and keep those proceeds to benefit the services such as Marianne offers there at the Pearl Nelson Center. If you'd like to volunteer, if you have a civic organization, even a youth group that's looking for credit hours, community service hours. There's so much there, like Jenny said, for you to do and to get involved. And we got a couple minutes left. Did you get all your messaging out, sis?
I think it's important. One more thing to share with individuals. Could you say, people have insurance. Why can't that cover their coverage for their therapies? And then you think about, everyone has a pediatrician. Some of our families have a pediatrician, a neurologist, a gastroenterologist, a cardiologist, and the lists go on and on. Co-pays today can be as high as $60 per visit. We have children come, speech, OT, PT, that's 6 sessions a week between the 3 of those. So if you add the cost for all of that up, it can be overwhelming for a family.
Not only add the cost up, but I might be a bit presumptuous here, but I would imagine if you have a child with special needs, a lot of times one of the parents probably don't work and might have to stay at home just to have the day-to-day care. So yeah, it adds up. And one thing I always say on my shows is, you may think that doesn't affect your life. Everything in this community affects your life and the well-being of this community. So that's why we get behind, support these programs. 30 seconds, sis. Take us out of here.
Well, we just really want the community to know how grateful that we are for the support. The ARC Gateway has been serving Escambia and Santa Rosa counties since 1954, and that's a lot of lives touched. We have amazing team members like Marianne, and we have wonderful volunteers who are committed year after year to helping us serve our community. We invite you to come on board and to help empower these individuals to live their very best life. We all want meaning, purpose, and fulfillment, and we are there to provide that to everyone who we can help. So thank you again to our organization.
All right, thank you. The ARC Gateway, Wreaths of Joy, December the 1st.